back into therapy. I couldn't be with my therapist all year last year because I ended up spending the entire year outside of the United States. Video is gonna get taken out of context, and I know that at this point I can't really stop people from doing that because that's what my whole existence on the internet is just me being taken out of context and stuff.
Someone must have had this conversation and then they purposely left her out.
Change happening in my life at that time, and I really needed some mental, emotional, spiritual guidance.
Hollywood's keeping no more secrets. The whispers are gone, and now everyone's saying it out loud. Rachel Zegler is officially on her own.
The second I land in Los Angeles, I am flooded with a flurry of different emotions, and I can't figure out what's real and what's not.
Months of back-to-back flops, viral disasters, and interviews that age like spoiled milk, and the very people who were paid to protect her, her PR army, her glam squad, her image machine, they've started disappearing. Some slowly, others like they vanished into thin air. Insiders say it's not just a pause, it's an organized retreat. And the girl once hailed as Hollywood's next it star, she's being left to drown alone.
Not to add fuel to the Rachel Zegler Oscar fiasco, but why did they have these women, all Disney princesses, all stated as Disney princesses, come out to present, but not include Rachel Zegler, who's going to be Snow White? They're clearly acknowledging Disney princesses from movies that have not been released yet. Someone must have had this conversation and then they purposely left her out, even though she was the only one with a hit movie this year of the four. Did anyone else notice this, or am I overthinking?
It gets worse. Word on the boulevard is Rachel's inner circle has imploded, full-on meltdown mode. One PR rep apparently said the whole situation was unworkable. Another source claimed the agents and publicists are now refusing to pitch her. Yes, you heard that right. The reason? She's not just a bad headline anymore. She's a walking, talking reputation hazard. And the wildest part? Rachel allegedly has no idea.
As I was landing in Los Angeles, I realized what a dark headspace I had been in and how LA was making me feel like I was still there, because LA is a really hard place to be, especially if you're a New Yorker. I think the adjustment is so much different.
One Hollywood insider spilled the tea saying she thinks she can power through it. Honey, power through what? Because here's the truth. The phone stopped ringing, the offers aren't coming, and the team is tired. Tired of dressing it up, tired of spinning it, tired of covering up what's clearly a slow mission collapse. And now they're out. Some have ghosted, others just dipped, but the message couldn't be clearer. Rachel Zegler is no longer worth the effort. And in a place like Tinseltown, that's the beginning of the end. Oh,
I'm a very talented, capable individual. I'm here for a reason. I can do it.
Oh, baby, the numbers don't lie. Disney's big nostalgic gamble, the re-release of the OG Snow White, flopped, not just underperformed, flopped. And guess who's getting the blame? Rachel freaking Zegler. Now let's be fair, she wasn't even born in 1937, but that didn't stop the internet from pinning the failure on her and her woke takes, her eye rolls at Prince Charming, her jabs at the legacy, her smug critiques of everything. Suddenly, the fairy tale crashed, and Rachel, she was crowned the villain.
Disney, in a desperate attempt to make this film less of a financial disaster, actually managed to double humiliate it again.
According to box office analysts, Rachel's remake controversy was so loud, it tainted the original. Yes, the 1937 film. Fans didn't show, loyalists boycotted. Twitter was flooded with memes of her eye rolls and cringy quotes. And Disney, silent. Not a single post in her defense. No press release, no corporate cleanup, just crickets. Insiders say it was intentional. Let it burn, cut the cord, move on. That's not mismanagement. That's a strategic distancing.
Disney issued a re-release of the Rachel Zegler Snow White debacle for Mother's Day and started a big advertising campaign about take your mom to watch Snow White on Mother's Day. It's going to be good, blah, 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 blah. Do you know how much money they made? $50.
Behind closed doors, it's chaos. Publicists are panicking, managers are checking out, some are pushing a rebrand while others are straight up ignoring her text. One PR insider described the vibe as dysfunctional. And Rachel, she's apparently still smiling for the cameras, oblivious to the war zone behind her. There's no strategy, no unified voice. Her online presence doesn't match her interviews, and every time they think they've cleaned up the mess, bam, another viral clip, another red carpet train wreck, another meme. One insider even admitted, she's not a client we manage with anymore, she's a problem we manage around. And let's be real, when your own team's dodging your emails, that's dire.
The Snow White re-release film averaged $50 per movie theater, which is less than 4 tickets.
She's reportedly been blacklisted from award shows, quietly pulled from press junkets, and even removed from conversations about future campaigns. And the scariest part, no one knows how to spin her image anymore. This isn't branding confusion, it's a collapse in leadership. From studios to stylists, even the ones who once called her a PR dream now say she's too risky to touch. Because, let's face it, her interviews are a minefield.
Josh and I have been operating and living together, and not to sound codependent, but I miss him. You know, I resent that. I resent the fact that I felt the need to say that.
It's not just what she says, it's how she says it. That smug grin, the sarcasm, the tone. It's giving mean girl energy when the world is begging for humility. She's no longer relatable. She's not the charming newcomer anymore. She's the cautionary tale of what happens when ego outruns talent. And when even your own publicist is rolling their eyes, it's game over. Rachel Zegler has become hard to work with, and worse, hard to root for.
Disney has done the impossible and made Snow White an even bigger bomb.
The fans, gone. The edits, stopped. The once gushing fan pages now silent. Influencers don't touch her. Co-stars, nowhere to be found. And TikTok, full of parody clips and how not to reels. One producer said it straight. Just being seen near her can start a scandal. That's how bad it's gotten. Visibility is power in Hollywood. But Rachel, she's vanishing. And not in a mysterious A-list rebrand kind of way. She's being cut out of the picture.
Whenever I talk about, I've been away from Josh for 4 days now, and I miss him. Obviously, he's the best.
And Disney, oh honey, they've gone ice cold. No features, no magazine spreads, no set visits, no Princess of the Year promos, just silence. And when Disney stops defending you, it's not just a bad day. It's a career catastrophe. Insiders whisper that roles are being recut, that reshoots are being planned, that new faces are being scouted. Are they replacing her? Not officially, but in Hollywood, that's exactly how it starts.
Please don't feel bad for missing your partner after a couple days of being away from them. Don't let anybody make you feel like that's a negative thing. It's not. It's totally normal. You should like your partner. You should like your alone time, and I do.
Her Instagram used to be full of bubbly chaos and cheeky captions. Now, ghost town. Filtered photos, stiff smiles, and captions that scream crisis PR, not authenticity. Sources say she's been told to go dark. No more damage, no more firestorms, no more Rachel. But here's the kicker. Silence doesn't always heal in this town. Editor, sometimes it makes things worse, and now fans are asking, what's she hiding? Because if your own team doesn't trust you to speak anymore, who?
But after Rachel Zegler got lambasted for being the reason the film flopped, and she is the reason the film flopped, now I don't think that there was a ton of appetite for the film in general, but I think it had a fair shot at least breaking even.
And this is the loudest silence of all. Not a single co-star defending her. No directors standing up. Not even a pity tweet from her old musical theater friends. Even her West Side Story era crew, MIL, they're not just staying quiet, they're deleting history. Because in Hollywood, loyalty doesn't survive scandal, and no one, not a soul, wants to take a bullet for Rachel Zegler right now. She's been muted by the very people who once shouted her name. The brutal truth? Rachel's downfall didn't come from some explosive scandal or criminal charges. No, it's not what happened, it's how she handled it. She didn't just burn bridges, she torched them with a flamethrower of arrogance and tone-deaf interviews. And the people who used to build those bridges, they've walked away with the blueprints. What we're watching now, is Hollywood exile in real time. Because behind every glittering premiere and glowing headline is a machine, a well-oiled team of handlers, stylists, publicists, and execs working 24/7 to make their star shine. But when that machine breaks down, when the stylists stop calling, when the agents start ghosting, when even fan accounts are like, I'm out, it's not a glitch, it's a warning. Rachel's reputation has gone from difficult to radioactive, and Hollywood has 1,000 more girls waiting to be the next big thing. Ones who smile at the right time, laugh at the right jokes, and know when to read the room. Here's what insiders are really saying now. She's not just burned out her PR team, she's burned out the entire industry's patience. One casting agent shared, even when we like her for a role, the conversation always ends the same way. Is she worth the backlash? And in a town where every movie is a gamble, no one wants to place their bet on a PR liability. Studios aren't in the business of babysitting, and right now, Rachel's entire persona screams high risk, low reward. One well-known director reportedly told a colleague there are 1 million girls with her talent, but only she comes with this much baggage. Ouch. And it's not just about her now, it's about the stories she's left behind. Every meeting, every set, every interview becomes a new leak, a new rumor, a new red flag for future collaborators. People talk, and in Hollywood, they never forget. Remember when she was the future of Disney, the girl they were going to launch an entire new era of princess films around? Yeah, that dream has turned into a nightmare. Now those fairy tale promo shoots are just reminders of what could have been. Insiders say they're already brainstorming a full rebrand of the Snow White franchise. Without her, alternate edits, voiceovers, character shifts. There's even speculation that future sequels may be completely reimagined to erase any remaining trace of Rachel's involvement. It's not official, but the whispers, they're growing louder. And here's the darkest part. Zegler isn't even fighting back anymore. She's just vanished. No red carpet stunts, no damage control posts, no heartfelt apology tours, nothing. Because maybe she knows, maybe she's finally realized that every word makes it worse, saying that every time she tries to clarify, she digs the hole deeper. It's the kind of silence that doesn't feel strong. It feels broken, like she knows the spotlight has turned and it's not coming back. Hollywood doesn't wait. And it certainly doesn't forgive without a show-stopping redemption arc. And right now, Rachel's not giving the people anything to root for. Let's not forget how fast this happened. Just a year ago, she was the darling of the press junket circuit, the bold Gen Z voice, the girl who challenged outdated norms, called out toxic tropes, and strutted into rooms like she owned them. Now, she's a ghost. No premiere invites, no Vogue spreads, no surprise brand collaborations. Just a slow, painful fade into irrelevant. And let's be clear, irrelevance is worse than scandal. Scandal at least keeps you trending, but irrelevance, that's death. Insiders say even Rachel's inner circle, what's left of it, is bracing for a permanent pause. There's talk of her stepping away, taking a break, a mental health sabbatical, as one handler allegedly called it. But let's be honest, that's just a fancy way of saying she needs to disappear until we forget why we're mad. And it might already be too late, because this industry is ruthless. It doesn't care about your past wins. It only cares about what you bring next. And when your name no longer sparks excitement, when it sparks dread, you're done. There's no sugarcoating it anymore. Rachel Zegler is being slowly, methodically, and brutally phased out. And not by accident. This is what it looks like when the industry closes ranks, when the doors shut, when the people who used to scream your name stop saying it altogether. And the scariest part, she might still think she can fix it, that a quirky TikTok or Real Talk podcast will turn the tide. But this isn't 2021 anymore. People have moved on, and Hollywood never waits for anyone to catch up. The final image, Rachel, once at the center of press tours, photo shoots, and standing ovations, now sits alone in a digital echo chamber. The fans, quiet. The studios, silent. And her team, barely hanging on. She had the chance, the talent, the platform, but in a town built on illusion, she insisted on making it too real in all the wrong ways. She didn't just miss the mark, she ignored it. And now, no one's lining up to give her another shot, because in this business, there's always someone younger, someone hungrier, and someone just a little easier to work with waiting in the wings. And that, darlings, is the tragic fall of Rachel Zegler. Once poised to wear the crown, now stuck outside the palace gates, wondering what went wrong. She thought she could rewrite the fairy tale. Instead, she got written out of it entirely. So, what do you think? Is this just a PR misstep, or are we watching a career nosedive in slow motion? Did she burn every bridge before she even crossed it? Let us know down below. Because in Hollywood, today's princess is tomorrow's headline. And sometimes, tomorrow never comes.